Coming up on AgweekTV, we're at Dakota Fest in Mitchell, South Dakota, where even though they're receiving some rain, drought is a major concern.
I'm Michelle Rook. We'll look at the benefits of feeding fresh green feed to livestock.
And two young farmers plan to open a swine operation near Devil's Lake, but that has some neighbors concerned. Hello, welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Shauna Olson. This week we traveled to Mitchell, South Dakota to Dakota Fest. The three-day show features hundreds of educational exhibits, booths, and demonstrations, along with displays of the latest equipment and everything you need for your operation. More than 500 international agribusinesses take part and thousands of people take it all in. The show is put on by the American Farm Bureau, and Michelle Rook joins us with more on that.
Hey, Shauna. Joining us here from Dakota Fest is American Farm Bureau Vice President Scott Vanderwall. Scott, this show over 20 years old, but you took over the show just a few years ago, and it's really grown.
Yeah, we think it's been a good deal, to spotlight agriculture like we do, not only at this show, but Farm Fest over in Minnesota as well, is a great opportunity for an organization like ours to really put the spotlight on agriculture and help people understand what we do.
And what were some of the main things that farmers were talking about here at the show?
Well, we hear a lot of talk about regulation reform, tax reform, the new farm bill coming up, lots of things that affect our profitability. And right now, corn and soybeans and wheat basically are at or below cost of production. So that makes everybody a little bit concerned and looking for a little bit of understanding out of Washington.
So in light of that, we did have a congressional panel, a Farm Bill Forum here today, and took some input from farmers. What are some of the themes that you're hearing in terms of what needs to be changed as we write this new Farm Bill?
Sure. There has been a kind of an anomaly where one county gets a higher ARC county payment than a neighboring county based on the averages that are reported. And people in Washington know that, USDA and our people in Congress know about it, so they're working on fixing that. There's also some regulation issues with the wetland situations up in North Dakota, Northeast South Dakota, that we're trying to focus on and maybe get some of those things put in the next bill as well.
We still do not know how much money we're going to have to work with, though, to write this farm bill, and that's going to be key, isn't it?
That's right. The one thing we know for sure is it won't be more than it has been. We're going to try to hang on to the baseline the way it was before and try not to get it cut this time, because agriculture has taken some pretty substantial cuts the last several times. And we'd like to stop that right now, because if there's a time to write a new farm bill with the economic situation the way it is, now's the time.
Thanks for joining us, Scott. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That is American Farm Bureau Vice President Scott Vanderwall.
And as you can see, it is lightly raining here in Mitchell, South Dakota, but yet still drought and crop conditions are a major concern here. SDSU Extension specialists say the southeastern part of South Dakota is seeing some intermittent rainfall, especially in the last couple of weeks. From Mitchell and west, it gets drier.
For small grains in those areas, it's already too late. It was pretty dry, definitely not nearly as dire need as the central and north central part of our state, but there was probably a little hit to the small grain crop in areas that were missing, that moisture we needed early on. But as you move west here toward Mitchell, it gets drier. Obviously, it just rained, so that's great. But we haven't seen near the rains we have in that Brookings area and south, in the southeast. So there was definitely a lot more hurting farmers here, some bigger issues to deal with.
Now is a crucial time in the crop development as it's pod fill and kernel fill. They're hoping for some improvement in crops after rains in this central part of the state, especially in soybeans. But for the north central and northwest part of the state, crops aren't faring as well.
There was a lot of small grains that were baled, a lot of wheat that was put up. But at this point, just hoping that their corn crop can make something. I know we've talked to a lot of folks who really have not had, they're really concerned their corn was short. I was up in the Fulton area just a couple weeks ago, and there's corn there that's barely making an ear. And so those folks are looking at some forage relief. What are some drought options?
SDSU Extension specialists say they are starting to see very poor quality of water in some parts of the state due to the drought. So SDSU Extension is offering free testing of water and forage to make sure levels are suitable for livestock. Cow-calf specialist Robin Salverson says they can read the total salts in the water and test nitrate levels in forage.
Nitrates can cause abortions in cows, or it can also kill cows. And so we need to make sure that we mitigate that, and we can do that by testing. We have had water samples come in, and so we're really thankful that people are bringing those in to us, because it's a quick test. We can tell you in just a couple seconds what the suitability of your livestock water is.
Salverson says if you are planning on grazing standing corn, it's important to get that tested as well. The SDSU Regional Extension Centers are offering free tests at all 8 of their locations. She says the county offices are also offering free water tests. Dr. Dave Bars says some good can come of the drought. He's a vet with Northwest Veterinary Supply in Parkston, South Dakota. He says it's a time to be proactive and not reactive in getting ahead of the nutrition for the cattle. He says many ranchers have been culling their herds, and that can be a good thing. He says this can be a good time to get rid of cattle that aren't making you any money and improve the genetics of your herd. He says figuring out how to cope can save the farm.
We can't change Mother Nature. It's how we cope with Mother Nature and how we maintain a positive attitude to work ourselves through the trials and tribulations. We live a lifestyle. It's not about a business. We need to make good business decisions, but we need to maintain our lifestyle.
Coming up on AgweekTV, more from Dakota Fest in Mitchell, South Dakota. But first, a proposed hog operation near Devil's Lake is getting some pushback.
My name is Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called the Cornstalk Guide. It's made out of UHMW, ultra-high molecular weight poly, which is extremely durable. Typically what you'll see on corn heads is the idler chain in the sprocket sticks out. We attach to the side of a snout. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
For a limited time, Titan Machinery, your local Case IH dealer, is offering 0% financing for 60 months for qualified customers on a large portion of our used combines inventory. For a complete list of our best used combine deals, visit combine17.com or contact your local Titan Machinery store. In addition to long-term 0% financing, Titan Machinery is also offering 12 months free full machine warranty on select late model used Case IH combines. Don't delay. Go to combine17.com or call your local Titan Machinery dealership before the program ends.
When there's work to be done, the right equipment matters. Get it at your Work Gear HQ, home of economy. We are North Dakota's #1 source for muck, Ariat, Rocky, Timberland, Keen, and Wolverine work boots. Soft and steel toe, pull on and lace up. You need them? We've got them at the guaranteed lowest price. Today and every day at your Work Gear HQ.
Home of economy, where your dollar buys more.
I'm 120, 130, 130, 55, once around the block, 212 miles right here, now half them times up.
If you're thinking about selling a piece of land, or you're looking to sell some farm equipment, or if you're thinking about a retirement or involved in an estate, give us a call. We'll sit down and tell you all about the Steffes way. We think it's a good way. That's how we approach it. If any of those are in your plans, give us a call or go to steffesgroup.com. Learn all about us. Hope to hear from you.
Introducing the new Challenger 1000 series, tractors unlike any other manufactured by AGCO. Redefining what a wheel tractor is capable of when it comes to wheel slip, power to ground, and fuel economy. Today, it's not enough just to be tough. You've got to be smarter than everyone else, too. Contact your Challenger dealer today to get in the seat of the new Challenger 1000. Superior engineering, superior performance, superior productivity. The next generation of tractors from your Challenger dealer.
We're bringing you this week's AgweekTV from Dakota Fest in Mitchell, South Dakota, where thousands of people get to see the latest in farm tech and learn about improving their operation. A couple of young farmers plan to build a hog operation near Devil's Lake. Taylor Aasmundstad and his friend Daniel Julson want to put the $6 million sow barn on Taylor's family farm. As Mikkel Pates reports, the two have big plans for Grand Prairie Agriculture, but some of the neighbors have concerns.
Taylor Aasmundstad is only 23, but he has big ambitions for his farming operation. He and a partner plan to build a 2,000-head farrowing pig barn. They plan to raise purebred pigs to sell to stock other barns as mother sows for market pigs.
My partner and I decided we wanted to do something with animal agriculture, and we saw that there's more money in selling the piglets than there was feeding out the animals and selling them to butcher.
Taylor's dad, Eric, says a hog operation makes sense in an area that has so much grain.
There's two young guys that want to stay in the industry, and they want to grow the industry, and they want to diversify a farm. I think it's great. I think it's Mikkel, I think it's their only way to survive this industry is to diversify.
But some neighbors are concerned about the impact of a large hog operation, especially close to Devil's Lake, a major fishing and recreation site.
The concern is smell. The concern is the environmental strain. My biggest concern is when they pump the liquid manure onto the fields around here. And you can see we're hilly. What isn't hilly is in the lake. We're less than half a mile from the lake here.
The Aasmundstad say nutrient and odor control technology has improved over the years, so they believe the project won't pollute. Steinhaus and others successfully called for the State Department of Health to hold a public hearing on it.
There is a health risk to the workers positively and to the neighboring people.
I guess it's unfortunate, that people in our own community can't see what, beyond just the pig smell, I guess, and realize that there's someone trying to build a $6 million business in town and raise a family here. As far as the other comments go, I guess I don't really let it bother me much.
I think the vast majority of people just don't understand what they're being confronted with, and they need a little time to learn about it and just to step back and say, this probably won't be so bad. We need young people in the community.
They expect to hear soon if a permit is approved. If it is, construction could start this fall or likely next spring. It would be done in about 4 months, and the first pigs could be delivered 6 months after that. Near Devil's Lake, this is Mikkel Pates for Ag Week.
The North Dakota Health Department plans to hold a public meeting on the project on August 23rd at Lake Region State College in Devil's Lake. A public hearing on the permit will be held later. Comments on the project can be sent to the Health Department's Environmental Health section. When AgweekTV returns from Dakota Fest in Mitchell, how will this week's weather affect harvest? Your weekly outlook is next. And later, we'll show you what one group is doing to recognize women in agriculture.
For home delivery of Ag Week, log on to agweek.com or call 800-811-2580.
We're excited to bring you the new Ag Week app with useful features and the latest news and information. Get your Ag Week news, weather, and the latest episodes of AgweekTV. Plus, see real-time information on the futures market and view local cash bids for your crops. Stay updated and take Ag Week with you. Download the new Ag Week app today.
Premier Shortline USA is your dealer for Meridian storage and grain handling. 50 years ago, Meridian Manufacturing designed the first smooth wall hopper bin. This innovation set the standard for hopper bins across North America, completely self-cleaning with no obstructions. Smooth wall hopper bins have become the preferred choice for safe and efficient storage. For temporary grain storage to complete systems, contact Nate or Brent at Premier Shortline USA.
This is Dennis Belisky reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
My name's Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called a corn stalk guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs and the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley source for Batco. Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley Badco dealer.
Ag Week weather portion right now. You know, as the end of summer approaches, growers know for at least the row crops and the beans in particular, there's always still September. Let's take a look at what's going on. Of course, rainfall, northern plains, upper Midwest, especially northern plains, the last week or two has really changed the drought situation. Overall, not nearly as dry as it has been, although without a doubt, there are still pockets of severe drought and many areas that are still way too dry. It's just shrunk. Not as many areas are in bad shape. The weather continues to be not hot for August. We just have not seen much in the way of summer heat, and I think that will continue with a couple of exceptions of just a day or two here and there. And looking ahead into the fall, I'm not going to forecast the whole season, but September, temperature-wise anyway, will likely be near to nominally or slightly above average. Not necessarily consistently. There will be cool snaps, but I think the month of September will finish a little warmer than average. Weather pattern for the time being, the jet stream continues to meander, and although in its daily motions you kind of lose the overall track, but basically this big trough of low pressure in the east and another one in the west with a ridging in the middle will likely continue the hot weather for the Rocky Mountain states. But overall, the rest of the country is not looking particularly warm. The warmth that does spread out into the Great Plains will mostly be the western part, and I don't really look for a lot of searing heat. For example, over in North Dakota, there may be a day or two up around 90, but most of this is going to be 80s for the upcoming week and a few in the 70s. Minnesota, Iowa, a lot of 70 to near 80-degree weather. Temperature-wise, it will continue to be like that with this basic shape expected to continue. Looking ahead to the next week, which is actually the Labor Day weekend area and the turnover into the Labor Day weekend, there will be a bit of an adjustment. A big wave moving down out of the Gulf of Alaska will carve out a low-pressure trough in the west, pumping up the ridge a little bit, meaning over that end of August, 1st of September, there may be a couple of warm days into the northern plains, maybe up around 90, but I don't expect anything to be terribly hot. Precipitation-wise, some scattered areas of stormy weather here the next few days in the northern plains, Great Lakes. That'll eventually just turn into a rain system as this trough of low pressure gets carved out. Otherwise, scattered storms will slowly drift down through the southern plains during the upcoming week, and significant rains are likely to move into the Pacific Northwest. As the ridge builds up, the precipitation pattern is going to become a bit more confused. Next week, there may be a few rounds of storms through the middle as this trough briefly sets up, and it's hard to place exactly where that will be, but some storms are expected. So the drought has been reduced, and with the mild weather continuing, things will likely continue to subtly improve. September, I'm not even going to venture a guess yet on precipitation, but temperature-wise, probably slightly above average.
Located in the heart of the Red River Valley, Bloomfield Enterprises sells the finest trailers in the business. Family owned and operated since 1997, Bloomfield Enterprises prides themselves on carrying a wide variety of trailers for customers to choose from. With Bloomfield Enterprises, you can be assured that customer service is more than just a phrase. With a full-service shop and repair center, we are committed to take care of our customers even after the sale. Whether you're in the market for a new trailer or good quality farm equipment, we have just what you're looking for. Call today or visit us online at bloomfieldtrailers.com.
Martinson Ag Risk Management offers a variety of crop marketing and crop insurance packages to our customers. With over 40 years of experience, our dedicated staff works hard to ensure you get the best advice on crop insurance, marketing, and risk management. Contact Randy or any of the staff at Martinson Ag Risk Management today at 701-205-4200 or visit us online at martinsonag.com.
If you get right down to it, what's a farmer's job? Well, farmer's job is to feed people. Farmers collectively, our job is to feed the world. At Peterson Farm Seed, we get to have a little bit bigger picture right in our region. We get to help those farmers that we work with increase their productivity, increase the yields that they get on their farms, and as a result, more people can eat.
In today's marketplace, maximizing your harvest is more valuable than ever. Improve the efficiency of your operation by adding a Prairie air reel to your harvester today. A continuous stream of high-velocity air quickly feeds crop back to the auger, getting your crop off the cutter bar and into the header. This minimizes shattering and reduces the amount of header loss. At harvest time, every second counts and every bean counts, so you can count on Prairie.
Field Drainage Inc. has perfected the art of agricultural drainage by helping hundreds of farmers since 1978. We are a second-generation family-owned business for over 35 years. The Field Drainage Inc. team will work closely with you to conduct a thorough analysis of your needs and expectations, provide an estimate that fits your budget, perform all work in a timely and professional manner, and provide continued service after installation. Field Drainage Inc., your trusted drain tile installation company for over 35 years.
We're in Mitchell, South Dakota for Dakota Fest, but of course, when you think of Mitchell, you think of the Corn Palace. It's undergone a major renovation in recent years, and usually the corn is replaced every year. But because of the drought, the corn was left up for a second year. It'll be replaced this fall after the harvest. This year's drought has been devastating for ranchers in North and South Dakota. The drought hit early, forcing ranchers to either sell part of their herd or stretch their feed sources as long as they can. Michelle Rook is here at Dakota Fest, who found a company from Renner, South Dakota, that may be offering a solution.
As the drought expands in the Dakotas, livestock producers can stretch their feed supplies with a hydroponic option. It's a fresh feed system called HydroGreen, developed by rancher Dial Gross.
It takes small grains like barley and wheat, and we sprout it and we grow HydroGreen, sprouted wheat, sprouted barley. It's fresh, live green feed.
He says fresh feed is what cattle were meant to eat, and they prefer it over grass.
The nutrients are higher, the enzymes are higher. It's 80 to 90% digestible. It's 80% water. It's what they want. It's what they need. It's healthier feed.
During this time of drought in the northern plains, it's also a viable alternative producers can grow from seed to feed in 6 days.
This is just another option for them instead of bringing in that expensive hay or selling their herds or ship them south or wherever there's some grass at. They can grow this right there on their ranch, on their farm.
As a result, they've been getting inquiries from drought areas around the region.
Up in North Dakota, out from far away as Missoula, Montana, Edgemont, South Dakota, just all over the place.
However, after the drought breaks, this system will still be a cost-effective way to provide a better feed for livestock year-round. Near Renner, South Dakota, I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Week.
This system works on all sizes of operations and can pay for itself quickly. Women play a very important role in agriculture and often don't get the recognition they deserve. So the Jamestown, North Dakota Chamber of Commerce decided to take 40 women on a tour to a local winery, all in effort to say thank you for all they do on and off the farm. Jenny Schlecht has more.
The Jamestown, North Dakota Area Chamber of Commerce's Agriculture and Energy Committee wanted to do something to honor women living and working in agriculture.
The whole point of this event is really to celebrate women in ag.
So the group organized its first Women in Ag event.
There's a lot of women that are out there in the day-to-day field completing the same work that the husbands are doing, or they're adding value to ag and the agricultural industry in a different way. And so we wanted to be sure to recognize them and just have a fun night out for the ladies.
The evening featured a bus trip to Dakota Sun Gardens and Winery in Carrington for a scavenger hunt, garden tour, dinner, and wine tasting.
It's a good opportunity to get women together to share experiences. I really hope people get an opportunity to network and then also learn from each other and celebrate their role in agriculture.
In Carrington, this is Jenny Schlecht for Ag Week.
The tour filled up so quickly, they're already planning on doing something similar again next year. Up next on AgweekTV, they're off to the races at Dakota Fest.
WDAY 970 AM has added the Red River Farm Network to its lineup. Join the Red River Farm Network team as we partner with Ag Week to cover the area's #1 industry, agriculture. Join us Monday through Friday for Country Morning at 7 a.m., opening markets at 8:30, market updates at 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30, closing markets at 1:30. We're committed to reporting agriculture's business on the Red River Farm Network, Ag Week, and WDAY 970 AM.
For over 40 years, Northside Implement has been your Gell and Vermeer dealer in Webster, South Dakota and Lidgerwood, North Dakota. With new equipment including feeding, grain handling, haying, and skid steer, as well as a nice selection of used equipment including sprayers, spreaders, seeding, as well as tractors and loaders. Northside Implement stands behind the equipment they sell with quality service guaranteed. See us for all your repairs and parts, from tillage to skid steer loaders to combines and everything in between. Contact Dave, Lydell, Tom, or Chris today at Northside Implement or visit our website for our complete equipment listing.
Advanced biofuel for America's diesel engines is clean burning and made from renewable sources like soybean oil. Biodiesel fuel works in any diesel engine, reducing emissions, helping us breathe cleaner air. Biodiesel adds value to North Dakota soybeans, creating jobs, improving the environment, increasing our energy independence. Biodiesel, it starts with soybeans, it's fueling America.
We're excited to bring you the new Ag Week app with useful features and the latest news and information. Get your Ag Week news, weather, and the latest episodes of AgweekTV. Plus, see real-time information on the futures market and view local cash bids for your crops. Stay updated and take Ag Week with you. Download the new Ag Week app today.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
AgweekTV, presented by Kaler Farms.
Here's a bird's eye view of Dakota Fest in Mitchell, South Dakota. For the past 21 years, the show has featured the latest technology, equipment, and information for successful farming and ranching. And what would a big event like Dakota Fest be without some racing action? The LA Racing Pigs drew a big crowd with fans vying for the chance to cheer on a pig to victory and win a prize. The Huber family won double. 12-year-old Hayden won the kids category, and his grandma Kay won the stylish straw hat in the adult category.
I got up this morning, and that would have been the last thing I would have expected to happen today.
It was just adrenaline when I was going because mine was way in the back, and then he just started speeding up and beat everybody.
The pigs race several heats once a day throughout the show. This week's photo of the week is of 16-month-old Beckham Zeiss of Langdon, North Dakota. His family hopes he will be a fifth-generation farmer. If you want to see your ag photo on AgweekTV, email it along with a description to photos@agweek.com. Thanks for watching this special edition of AgweekTV from Dakota Fest in Mitchell, South Dakota. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com. We'll see you next week.